another Christmas song. This is the perfect time to play such a song because it's the season. Of course, Christmas is a gift that keeps on giving. You Deserve It All by John Legend. Everyone is getting on the wagon of making Christmas songs. Oh, well, that's what it is. Welcome back. Still the Saturday morning show, 92.3 Nigeria Info. It's time for StandOut with Mr. Patrick. And Mr. Patrick is right here. Hello, Mr. Patrick.
Hello, Sammy.
Good morning.
Enjoying the weather, right?
Yes, I am.
Good.
I take cold over heat any day.
That's beautiful.
I'm telling you, because there's protection for cold. What do you do when you're hot? When you're cold, you can cover up. When you're hot, it's crazy. So yes, this weather is way better than what happened last week.
That's good.
Yes, indeed. How have you been?
I've been good. Refreshed.
That's nice to know. Christmas is next week, Saturday.
Yes, we look forward for such a joyful moment.
Indeed, we do. All right, so our focus for today is the result. The result. Now, result comes from something that has happened before it. It's usually the outcome of something.
An outcome.
Yes. So, what result are we looking at?
So, first off, I'm going to ask you, how do you feel about results?
How do I feel? Well, first of all, it depends on whether or not I believe the report. But if I do believe it, I would take whatever is in that report very seriously. Whether I need to improve or I'm doing just okay.
What if it's a result that you had expected?
I had expected. Fulfillment, of course.
Fulfillment?
Yes.
So do you get fulfilled by result, or you get fulfilled to get result?
I think that it's a crescendo. The fulfillment that comes with seeing the result caps it up, you know. So let's say, for example, let's use school, which is basic. You've been reading all semester long or all year long, however, and then you see your result per se. You see your GP. You see that it is in line with the effort that you put in. Now, the fulfillment does not start when they give you the result, but it's a nice way to, you know, cover it and say, oh, finally, it was worth it. So definitely that relief, that ease, that fulfillment. Okay. Definitely have to feel that way.
So results. Let's look at define result. I like the way you started it. So because a lot of people think about result, but they don't even know the meaning of result. So result, a thing that is caused or produced by something else.
Okay.
A consequence or an outcome. To spring, arise, proceed as a consequence of an action. I like the one actions. Circumstance, premises. Be the outcome. We want you to be the outcome, not the outcome being you. That's where we're driving this. So you might have wished to marry this year, it didn't happen. Or travel, it didn't happen. Or have a child, it didn't happen. Or probably advance in your job, it didn't happen. Or probably you were even expecting certain healing in your body, it didn't happen. So be the outcome. Don't let the outcome be you. So hard work brings blessing back to you. So when we're talking about hard work, we're trying to bring you to a place of self-development where you have a strong mental capacity to be able to navigate your life rather than life navigating you. I like the way the wise man put it in Proverbs 12 said, if you want to gain reign in life, don't sit on your hands. Instead, work hard at doing what is right. For the slacker will end up working to make somebody else succeed. Furtherance, he said, your reward depends on what you say and what you do. You see, it doesn't matter about the circumstance or the result, but what you say about the result and what you do about the result. That's what is key. You will get what you deserve, We all have the ability to live our dreams. We must simply act and respond with the required action that align with the dreams. My desire is, for me, really, what I'm desiring is for people to regain the control of their well-being.
Okay.
Through seeking self-development. Because Africans, we don't develop.
True.
We're in a season where people take stock. How they have faith this year. You know, some basic questions like, what did I achieve this year? some people say another year has passed again without any meaningful.
It sounds sad when you say it like that, like another year has passed again.
Another year has passed. Yeah. What am I even doing? Is life worth it? You know, should I continue? Should I give up? This is the state what Christmas or this season brings, because people are taking stock. Yeah. But let's look about 3 ways to look at it.
Okay.
There's what they call the expected outcome. You had a desire, right? You have asked. That's expected outcome. For instance, like, I want to go into the bank and spend 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's a desire. That's the expected outcome.
Yeah.
Now, there's what they call the control outcome. What is the result? What's the control? Yours now means that because you want to go to the bank, you have to be there on time.
Yeah.
And queue, right? That's expected. But now there's what they call the uncontrolled outcome.
Uncontrolled.
The uncontrolled.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you see, you have a desire for 5 minutes in the bank, but the cashier or the supervisors also have their own desire to keep you, to check your document. So you see, you are not in control of how they'll process your instrument.
Yeah.
But you had a desire. You have gone to the bank. They're uncontrolled. So, you know, when you talk about some of those things, people think it's easier to talk, but it's not easy to live. So, this is how you should structure your mind. There are 2 kinds of mind structure to attain these 3 results. There's what they call the entitled mind.
Entitled?
Yes.
Okay.
Entitled mind, that you want to control all the controllables. Like we're using the bank system, right? You want to control the cashier. You want to control the process. You want to control the traffic. You want to control everything.
Yeah.
So that you dash in and dash out.
In 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you have expected a result, right? And now you moved in. You want to control the traffic people who are going into the traffic road. And that's why people take one way.
Yeah.
Even when you're expecting sanity in a state, and you can see somebody riding one way. Okay, so the entitled mind, it is actually self-focused. It's what they call the ego mind. It has specific picture, and it has a closed mind. These are what the people will call the control freak. This has to be in their way. They has already attached the patterns. They close their mind. They know how that is going to work, right? And this is the people who get frustrated.
Okay.
We have the other mind we call the rational mind. The rational mind is other people's focus. You do your own point, but you're also being mindful that you are not incomplete in the loop. You can't start and end it. Somebody needs to end it. So what about that? So they have an open mind when they're going to that bank. What if their system is down? What if the supervisor just stepped out? What if something could have just happened in the bank? What if they don't lie? Now, so you see, you have a broad mind to include in your result all these other contingencies that may apply, all the other variables. So they have double thinkers. They are double thinkers. They're generalized thinkers. They are able to accept the variables, and contend with that large mind. They are flexible. They are considerate. They are open-hearted. In fact, they embrace the result because they know they are not totally in control. Now, this is where I'm driving about result. The essential drivers of result. Number 1 is intention. Instead of expectation to drive your result, intention should drive your result. Intention is the destiny you put into the GPS, and your action will be the route you have chosen. If you ignore the GPS or put in the wrong destination, you won't reach your desire.
Sure.
So intention defines the action. Intention must be rooted now in goodness. It gives you that calmness, assurance. It must be rooted in joy. It must be rooted in worthiness. It must be rooted in abundance and beauty. It must be fueled by greatness and possibility, love, noble, fairness, and rational. Sammy, this is the catalyst of the problem about result. People expect a good nation, but the intention about the nation is completely rooted in evil. Consciously, unconsciously. So that's why you never root your intention in bitterness, in sadness, in scarcity, in envy, in hate, in worry, in fear, in wanting, or from a depressed mind. Because intention must rise from a four cardinal virtue of prudence, wisdom. Prudence means consideration. You see where prudence means how to interact with your environment and other people. You have to be just. Just means like a just balance. You're not only yourself, every other person. Fortitude is the ability to endure contradictions. Then they talk about temperance, managing your emotions.
Okay.
So it will lead you to the second point, responsibility. To every result or outcome you expect, there is a required responsibility. Not all the responsibility that can aid that result. One should focus on his or her responsibilities as required. We call it the duty, not necessarily the result. The result will be the goal to guide the required action. As a result, responsibility is a journey to the destination. So focus on the journey, not on the reward of the journey. Because that's your responsibility. Because now your contribution is what brings out the result. So at any point in time you expect a certain result, specified, be clear about the responsibility, the duty that will align to that result. It will bring us to the third point where we talk about there's a corresponding focus action. The fact that you are in school does not mean that you are doing the required actions or executing the required action that will enable you to attain your grade.
That's right.
The fact that you are in marriage, your father, right? And you just say father. It's not a title. It's the required action. The fact that you're in a relationship. It's not about just the title or expecting something. There's a required action. So, there's a specific action that creates result and not all the activities that aid result. You have to carefully choose those essential actions that will facilitate your desire to reflect the result. You must adhere to them. And actions must also respond to rules and laws. Because there are certain actions that you may carry out but to contradict. And so you expected a result. Meanwhile, you are not getting it. Your actions must also represent your virtue, your values, and your principles. And this is the last one I like. Attitude in gratitude of grace. Attitude in gratitude of grace. This is what creates the feelings. Don't let your expectation or result create your feeling. Rather, use your feeling to create your expectation. So, one of the things that has aided me to where I am, I'm more excited before the project.
Before the project?
Yes.
Why?
That is, you are creating your outcome.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a mother have gone to market and they are waiting? You know, the children are more excited that their mother has gone to market to buy food. There'll be food.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, they are so excited. When the food comes, they are sleeping. and that's a source of creation. Most people don't understand. The source of creation is what influences the state, the attitude that influences that expression. So if, like, you want to be the best broadcaster, right? The excitement will, give you that momentum, the ease, the possibility.
Yeah.
The goodness, the attribute of that, it's easier. But once you focus on the result, you are more pressured. Think about when you're going for speaking engagement, right? And you are focusing on the result, rather than be happy that you're even invited.
Sure.
You see that you make more error than when you're naturally.
At least I can relate to that.
You can relate with that. Anyway, so attitude of grace. So we're saying challenge the status quo, redefine the standard, refrain from the past, engage your core values, and dwell in goodness.
Okay. Here comes the questions. The result: a thing that is caused or produced by something else. An outcome. And you said be the outcome. Hard work brings blessing to you. What matters is what you say and do about the result.
Yep.
Regain control of our well-being through seeking self-development. And you talked about the expected outcome, the controlled and the uncontrolled outcome. Of course, using the example of the person who needed to go to a bank. And the mind structure, the entitled mind, the ego mind, the rational mind. Intention should drive your results rather than expectation. Intention must be rooted in goodness. There is a required responsibility that influences result. Focus on the journey and not on the results of the journey. Okay. Now, let's go back to the outcomes, the expected, the controlled, and the uncontrolled. So as you said, you want to go to the bank and make it out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do. You have to leave early to get there on time. Do everything that is within your influence to ensure that you're playing your part. However, there's the uncontrolled, which is what you meet there.
Yep.
Is it possible to influence the uncontrolled? For example, let's say you go there and the person attending to you is wasting your time or is slow. And there's a possibility that this person can be faster. And, well, you're taking your time, you're being polite, you're waiting, but you realize that if you call the person's order, madam, you're wasting time, can you please...
If you smiley and engage in a good intention.
Mr. Patrick.
Listen, that's the thing. Have you ever seen that you trigger anger trigger defense?
Yes, but if you did nothing, maybe the person wouldn't pick up the pace.
That's influence. That's not a problem. It's still part of what you need to do. But we're saying, soft answer, tornado way road. I was walking to an airport, and this lady was nasty. I got in there. I just smiled at her and said, how has work been? That took her off because nobody has cared for her. And instantly, that facilitated the movement.
So we can influence...
We can influence it.
The uncontrolled.
The uncontrolled.
But there's a level to which we can influence.
Yes.
And you're saying we should do it with a smile.
Well, because you see, human beings thrive on feelings. If it's a feelings of accusation, I'll put a defense.
Mr. Patrick, you see this thing? I know that it's true. It's not easy. See, I don't want to smile that time, oh.
But this is what does it take? That's what we're saying. Must you attach sadness to failure?
I can attach importance. I can attach urgency.
Does not mean that you have to be angry.
Well, I mustn't be angry.
Does not mean that you're sad. Does not mean that you have to look down on another person.
No.
Does that mean you have to now increase your... What is it? Why are you here? Is to get out here. That's the most... Focus on that. Now, what would drive that intention is very key, because intentions are seed.
Okay, so what if I just in a straight face say, I need to be somewhere?
That's part of influence. But yet, you know that you can't force the person.
Have you heard that line? If looks could kill.
Yeah, well.
Okay, well, so engage with a smile.
Engage with a smile.
All
engage
right.
with a good heart.
I'm happy to hear that. What's happening with StandOut?
StandOut, today we are visiting the widows.
Oh, nice.
Amazing people. So we hang out with them.
Okay.
It's an amazing time. Yeah.
Interesting. So is there anything we need to do to be a part of that, or we should just
if
know?
you have some money to give them, just give me.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. So how can people partner? What do they need to do to...
Oh, yeah, no. Really, I mean, it's remarkable. People have access. And I don't know, Sammy, why people can invest in people like us. Right? Do you understand?
Yeah.
And be part of what we're doing.
Yeah.
We don't shout for it. but we have seen a blessing. So it's a time for you to at least take extra one, give to a widow, give to somebody. So this is what we're doing as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So how can people connect with StandOut?
So I stand out. I mean, it's remarkable. You can go to our website, www.soistandout.com, and download a whole lot from there. Yeah.
And those who want to reach you directly?
08033411451.
Great.
08033411451.
Of course, those who would like to partner should also use that number to reach
yes,
you.
they can call me, yes, if they have anything for any widow, yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Patrick.
Thank you, Sammy.